What's going on, everybody? This is Warren,
And this is Jay.
and we the Eagles Collective. Hey, we understand we got the Cowboys Giants going on right now, but we got something special for you guys today. We're going to be introducing y'all to a special guest. His name is El Presidente. Y'all may have met him before, but hey, how's it going today?
Oh, doing great, man. Thanks for the invitation. I'm glad to talk to you. And I mean, there's much better things to do than watching the Cowboys.
Exactly, exactly.
Oh man, he's
Yeah,
starting off right.
you definitely got a point, but hey, let's go ahead and get into it and get started. Let's flip that intro.
What's going on? What's going on, everybody? So yeah, today everybody's used to us going live, talking about current situations, but we're trying to take a different angle on things now. We're taking a different angle as in we're interviewing the most unique Eagle fans. And I have to say, this guy right here has a lot of uniqueness to him. First of all, introduce yourself.
Hey, guys. Hello. My name is, well, my name doesn't matter, actually. The important thing is that I am the so called president of the Eagles in Mexico. And thank you for that introduction. And I hope we have a great time if you give us the chance to talk about the thing we love the most, which is the Eagles and being an Eagles fan. I think you're gonna have a lot of fun with this podcast.
Nice, nice, nice. Now, it's interesting because you're in Mexico. Obviously, this is American football. In Mexico, soccer is the number one sport. It reigns supreme. But how popular is American football in Mexico overall?
Oh, it's very popular and it's becoming even more. I mean, there's a long tradition of football in Mexico since the 30s or 40s with the college teams from the biggest universities in Mexico. But I think the sport grew up a lot with television back in the
Okay.
70s, and a lot of people started watching football. Obviously, the teams that were good back then became the popular teams, but recently, it's like everybody is in this fever of the NFL. Everybody watches the Super
That's
Bowl.
cool.
Everybody knows at least the most popular players. And there are people like me that football, especially the team, which is the Eagles, means means I mean is larger than life. It's something that we love the most. For me, even soccer is very popular in Mexico, and I
Yeah.
like it. For me, my greatest love of all my life has been the Eagles, and will always be, and my
Yeah, and
wife.
it shows. It shows, man. Your fandom for the Eagle definitely shows. Now, how did you become an Eagles fan, and how long have you been an Eagles fan?
Well, I wish I could tell you the exact date, but I remember the exact moment because I'm the younger of uh, five brothers, and my older brothers they all play football. So in their room, the two older guys they had their room with all these posters and all these banners, and everything was NFL in the room, and they have this 28 helmets banner that I loved to watch when I was 5 years old. And I
Nice.
remember watching every helmet, and suddenly it hits me. I fell in love with the helmet of the Eagles. The wings in a helmet for me, it was not only genius, it reminded me something that maybe I had in my unconsciousness, like like this mythology characters of the Greek
Yeah, it resonated with you well when
culture.
you
Yes,
saw it.
because of the wings in the feet, or Thor that has also some wings in the helmet. It's like this comes from God. This is not a regular team. So I fell in love with the team. My first player I remember was Mike Quick, and
Night
also
quick.
I remember Ron Jaworski, that it was
Yeah.
kind of fun because he was popular in Mexico, but no one could ever say his name right. They always say like John Rabowski, or it's like
They couldn't
nobody knew
pronounce
it.
it.
Yes, but since then, I love the team. And then but when you're a little kid, you like a lot of stuff, right? But when I got into in my teenage uh, years, I really went passionate about the team. I started loving NFL as much as I do right now. And believe me, it was tough because my older brother, he's a Cowboy. And in the 90s, the Cowboys dominated. It was the dark age of football. And he made a lot of fun of me. So it wasn't
Wow.
easy, but I mean, it's just football, right? Nothing serious. But oh my God, I learned how to hate the Cowboys because uh, let me tell you something. And this is something that people of my age will always deny, but it's true. I also played football when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And around 86, 87, all the kids, I mean, all, they were Chicago Bears fan. They love
Wow.
McMahon, they love William Perry, Walter Payton, Richard Dent, Mike
Yeah.
Singletary, all those
85
great guys.
Bears is tough defense.
Everybody loved them. And I remember every one of those guys, they loved the Chicago Bears. Suddenly, I met with them years later because I stopped playing football very young age. I wasn't good. And suddenly they all Cowboys. And it's like, I know you from kid. You were a fan of the Bears. No, I
In the-
always rooted for the
oh, they all.
Cowboys. And it's like, oh, get out of here. Suddenly everybody loved the Cowboys, right? It's like it's the best team, it's
That's
America's
annoying.
team. It was tough, but I
Yeah.
stuck to my Eagles all the time.
That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. And we showed the image of you and your brother, so that your fandom is definitely documented for sure in these pictures with the Eagles hat and your brother with the Cowboys hat. But um, you have a lot of Eagle stuff, bro. That's one thing I've noticed. But you're in Mexico. How do you land these items? Like like there's a regular items that we could ship, and I know Fanatics and stuff ships out, but it's not that easy. It's high shipping costs. How do
Oh
you get all
man,
this stuff?
oh man, if there are fellow Mexicans, Eagles fan watching this episode right now, they know how hard it is to get Eagles merchandise. I mean, it's not impossible, but it's hard. But mostly it's very frustrating because in Mexico there are a lot of places where you can get NFL merch, but there's always the same teams. They always do the same 8 teams. The
Wow.
teams that are steady are Steelers, Cowboys, 49ers, Broncos, Raiders, and Packers. Those 6 teams, they are
Wow.
steady. And there are 2 teams that are the teams in fashion or in vogue. I don't know how to say it. Nowadays is the Kansas City Chiefs.
I figured that.
It used to be the New England Patriots that they are kind of becoming steady because they have a lot of fans now. And another team that is kind of fashion is the Seahawks. Uh, at some point, it was the Rams, I think, but you never find anything of the Eagles. I mean, it's like there's a like a promotion from I don't know. You guys know Bimbo, right? The bread,
Yeah.
or
Brimbo bread. Yes, I'm familiar.
yes, or Coca Cola, or well, actually Pepsi, other brands, and they say go get your mini helmet, and it's great, and it's 12. And you know that they never pick the Eagles. Even when we were champions, they never picked the Eagles, and it's awful.
That's
However,
terrible.
however, that didn't stop the president from getting his merch right. So uh, I I live. I used to live in a small town. Well, not small, but it's smaller than Monterrey.
Okay.
And I moved to Monterrey, and here in Monterrey you can find NFL stores, and every now and then they bring something else than the clip or the that thing that you put to your
Yeah,
back.
lanyard.
Yes, that thing. Every now and then they bring like a jersey or like a helmet. Most of things, what I do is that I purchase online, ship it to McAllen, Texas, that is south in the border. An
Okay.
aunt of mine lives there, which I send my blessings. I love her so
Wow.
much. And every time I go to McAllen for whatever reason, I always order online. Even if I'm broke, I always order online. And it's,
Always.
yes, always. But shipping online is not what you expect. I ordered a cup and it was broken. I sent my complaint to the fanatics. They never answer.
Wow.
Sometimes you purchase stuff that you think, oh, it's gonna be light, like lightweight, because in Monterrey is a lot of heat, and it turns out to be like a pullover or something that you
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
read, and it's like,
Because you
oh,
can't feel the material before you buy it. Yeah.
yeah. So sometimes it's like, I'm gonna keep it because of the Eagles, but actually I wouldn't buy it if I see it in store. But if you allow me, I have some things that I like to share with you.
Yeah. Go
Is
ahead.
that okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Show everything on the show.
Let me. I have over. I think by this time I have around 270 items of the Eagles,
Wow.
because I made a countdown in the Super Bowl, last Super Bowl, and I counted 219, something like that. But this year it's been crazy, and a lot of people is giving me stuff,
Okay.
which I appreciate, and please keep doing it. Okay, this is one of my jewels, and I got this from my flight to Philadelphia. I don't know if you
Okay.
guys familiar with this, but this is
Wow.
the game notes
I see
that
that.
they give to the press before the game. So this is handed over the guys that
Wow.
work in the, the reporters and
Yeah,
the
yeah,
analysts.
yeah.
My good
That's freaking
friend,
cool, bro.
more than a
Wow.
friend, he's like my godfather. He's like somebody I will always appreciate. Oscar Budegen. He is the voice of the Eagles in Espanol, and
Okay.
he also is the narrator of the games of the Phillies. Uh,
Oh.
I met him there. I knew him by social media, but we barely had contact. But when I contacted him, that I was over there, oh my God, the guy treated us like royals to my wife and me. And before I left Philadelphia, he gave me this.
That's amazing, man. Listen,
And
man.
this is
That's
the kind of
amazing.
things that I treasure, because you cannot buy these things, right?
No
This is something
way.
that you have to know somebody. And I mean, it's been
That
crazy
is
since I
freaking cool.
returned. I have not had the chance to take a good look at this. But let me show you a player that is okay. For instance, we have here. Um, well, Bryce Huff is not playing well, so I'm gonna skip
Yeah, he
him.
is
But
not playing well. Man.
there you have Jalen Hurts, that
Wow. All
also
his
is not
notes.
playing his best football, but he is the face
He's the
of the
leader.
organization, right?
Yes.
So this, I want to be. I hope
That is
in
freaking
many many
cool,
years
bro.
I want to be buried with this. I'm gonna be like this when I'm
Listen,
in
let
my
me let
in
me
my
tell you
top.
something. I collect many things. You and me have spoke about that. That is an item of an item. Like I've seen people have some unique items, but that is a pretty unique item.
And the best thing is that this game we won it,
Yeah,
so
yeah. It
it's a
was a
good
very
memory.
pivotal game too. Yeah, it was a game where if we would have lost it, we would all be sad for the past few days. But we won, fortunately.
And this is something that I also treasure, is the program of the
Program.
Super
Yeah,
Bowl. People don't give the value that this has, and it's not
yeah,
expensive. I mean, the value that is has. This is a document that tells you what happened in the season, and you can look.
yep,
I
yep.
can see this many many times. And fun fact, one of my brother, he has six of this. I mean, not the Super Bowl 57. He has
6
from,
overall.
yeah, because he went to the Super Bowl 24. He
Yeah.
watched Joe Montana kicking the butt
Wow.
of the
Wow.
Denver Broncos.
Wow.
And since then, he became like a collector. He has 24, 25, 26, 27, 30. And he's a Buccaneer fan. He always makes fun of me.
Oh, we
And
play them this week.
yes, yeah, we're gonna get them, but I want to get them in the playoffs, not in the regular season.
Yeah,
I want to
yeah,
get them in
yeah. Like not like last season. We beat them in the regular season and lost, got embarrassed in the playoffs.
yeah, and you know what? My brother, he has some cool stuff about the NFL, but also very frustrating that he has everything in boxes, and he's like, I have it somewhere. And I'm like, man, you have real jewels of the
Jules,
NFL
yeah, you
because
need
he
a
got things
display.
from the 80s. For instance, when he went to the Super Bowl 24, they gave you uh, this kind of trading cards.
Okay.
I'm gonna show you my uh, teenage years collection of trading cards.
Nice.
But they gave to him like a booklet with the best players of the Broncos and the 49ers. And most of them are Hall of Famers now. So
Wow.
it's like, oh my God, you got that from the Super Bowl. It's like a special edition. And I always say, hey, did you find it? And he's like, it's somewhere in my house. Don't worry. So this is some of the, maybe you can recall some.
Yeah, I could see. I see the hologram. Yeah, I could see some of the play. I think. Yeah, I could see that. That's Kelly Green days.
Yeah, yeah.
Original
And
Kelly Green days.
I have some very random players here. Okay, watch this. You might recognize Freddie Barnett, but the other guys, some of them, I don't even remember them.
Yeah, I see them. Yeah, I see Seth Joyner.
Well, Seth Joyner, he was a
Yeah, I see
star,
him.
but the other guys,
Yeah, I don't recognize none of them. I was too young at that time to watch them. I was watching the Eagles since the early 2000s. But I know my homework and I know all the legends.
yeah, and
It's funny
okay.
because you won't remember if you didn't watch, you won't remember the intangible players, the guys who just made it, the key guy, little key guys.
And please blur this image. This is the Cowboys in the 90s.
Oh my God, that was during their glory. Listen, the Cowboys haven't been nothing for almost 3 decades now. It's
Yeah,
I'm
I love
glad you
that.
got to witness that. So you got to witness them at their height and where they are basically now because they have done nothing in the last 30 years, essentially. 28 to be
And
exact.
you know, at some point, I think I hated the Patriots more than the Cowboys. In the Tony Romo era, it was
Yeah.
like the Cowboys. I know they're not gonna get anywhere, but I was sick of the Patriots. But since we won that Super Bowl to the Patriots, to Tom Brady, it was like I don't hate him anymore because
Yeah.
even the referees also helped them a lot,
Yeah.
especially that game with the Raiders, the first Super Bowl they won.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Versus in the
even
1980.
with all of that, we beat them. And you know what's the best part of that Super Bowl? The thing that I appreciate the most? I appreciate that we beat them playing offense. The Giants
Off
beat them twice with defense, but
defense.
it was like have you I'm sure you've seen the Rocky movies. In the Rocky movies, they never protect themselves. It's just
No.
like hitting and hitting and hitting.
Haymakers, swinging and swinging.
Yes, it's the same thing. The Super Bowl that we won, the 52, and we beat
Yeah,
them in their game. And
you're
for
right.
me, it was like, okay, at some point of my life, I thought maybe I'm never gonna see the Eagles winning a Super Bowl because it's been so many years. But when that happened, man, I stopped hating the Patriots. I start. It's like I resurrected. I don't know how to say it, but it was beautiful.
Yeah, it was over. But you know what? You're right. We beat them at their game because Tom Brady threw for a record 505 yards and he still lost. So our defense let us down. So I felt like the Super Bowl 57, which we're gonna speak about next. I know you attended that.
Mm-hmm.
That game we almost, this fumble was the difference, but there was a shootout too. Because I tell you what, if Jalen would have got the ball back again at the end of that game, he would have scored again on the Chiefs because that's how much he was rolling in that game.
Yeah,
But
and I mean that Super Bowl, the ending was terrible. It was. I'm not a Game of Thrones fan, but I've
yeah,
heard that the ending was awful. Well, this Super Bowl 57, the ending was
it was
awful. The
awful because of
referees,
the flag.
they screwed the game, regardless of if it was a good call or bad call. They screwed the game. It could be a great ending, and I'm sure the Eagles will score.
Yeah,
But you know what? We're gonna get the Chiefs. I want
yeah.
the Super Bowl against the Chiefs and
Me too.
against Mahomes because we could get our revenge to Brady, which is a bigger figure than Mahomes. So I'm positive we can get the Chiefs. So
It's
I'm
funny
looking
that
forward.
you say that because my mind a couple of months ago was thinking that how sweet would it be for the Eagles to get a rematch versus the Chiefs and essentially beat the new GOAT and beat the old GOAT in the Super Bowl. Like that would
It
be the ultimate story.
it will happen, man. Trust me. And at some point, maybe our grandchildren would see it. The Raiders will be good, and will get our rematch to them.
Yeah, the
But
Raiders, right? Because 1980, yeah, that was a game that it's funny because I've never watched that game in full, but it's something I do want to watch. But I've seen clips of it, and it was just another low scoring game, not a lot of offense, a lot of calls and referee stuff.
what my
But
brothers tell me about that game is that the Eagles were favorite.
wow,
The Eagles were they were the best team in the NFC. The Raiders, I think they went to the wild card game. But I've heard that the coach, I remember the name, the guy that is in many movies. What's the guy?
Buddy Ryan.
No, the Eagles coach that is in Invincible. Um, and then win
Vince.
with the Rams.
Yeah, I forgot his name. I know who you're talking about.
Well, that guy, he forced it too much the Eagles on the previous 2 weeks to the Super Bowl. He was like overtraining.
Yeah.
So the Eagles were like exhausted and stressed out and didn't have a good time in the game.
Okay.
And sadly, we lost, but we're gonna get to the Raiders also. But we have to wait like 100 years for them.
Yeah, the Raiders are not there. They're not in our anywhere near us as far as a team.
You know,
Now,
I made this video
I
about
want to
the
ask you
Raiders.
something real quick, Robert. I want to ask you something.
Just
You actually your first time watching the Eagles was actually not in Philadelphia. Was actually at Super Bowl 57. Share that experience with us.
well, actually, I saw the Eagles 2 times before that, but I will tell
Okay.
you about the 57 Super Bowl.
Okay.
Um, it was weird. It's not the way you expected because of two things. The first thing is that I've been in the Super Bowl, how to say, amenities or the side
Yeah.
party of the Super Bowl twice before, in the 27th and the 51.
Nice.
And uh, you love the NFL. It's like Disneyland of the NFL because they do the NFL experience and you have a lot of fun. Even your
Mhm.
team is not in the Super Bowl. But suddenly you go there and you finally see your team, all the banners, all the cities dressed with the Eagles helmets and the uniforms and the colors and everything. And it's like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm here. This is a dream. Everybody talks about the Eagles. It's like I'm living the dream. But at the same time, you are on a trip. There's many things you want to do. And if you go with someone else who is not so much into football, will also like to have some fun for
Outside
her.
of the game, yeah.
Yes, so and you have to be aware of many preparations about the game, how I'm gonna get there. And in this occasion, I crashed over a very good friend of mine in Phoenix. He welcomed us, so we have to
Nice.
make the logistics. Where they're gonna leave me? You cannot get close to the stadium if you don't have a VIP parking ticket, so you have to walk like a mile or more,
Oh my
and
God.
you are very stressed out. Can I get this in the stadium or not? Can I do this? I try to catch up with some Mexican fans in the stadiums. I mean, my mind was everywhere except off the game.
Of the game.
So I remember Super Bowl 52 the night before. Everybody thought we are not going to win.
Yeah.
Everybody was talking about the sixth ring of Tom Brady, and I was like, "Oh my God, what do they have to do to win? I think the defense will have to come up and do something great." And I slept maybe 2 a.m. and then the next day, uh, I don't know, maybe some bird or something make a little tiny noise around 5:30 in the morning, and I couldn't sleep. It's like Okay, today is the Super Bowl.
Now you up. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That would be the same way. Yeah.
But that didn't happen in the Super Bowl 57 because I have to be aware of all the arrangements. Do I have an extra battery? Can I carry
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
this? I had to go to a Walmart, purchase some things. It's like you
Okay.
are very distracted with many things. So in that regard, it was very different. And what I did is I arrived there as soon as they opened the gates. I arrived there 12 p.m.
Okay.
Because I wanted squeeze every moment and make it worth all the money I paid for my ticket. And sadly, I didn't take a good look at the program because I could have so much fun than I
Yeah.
did. Because I just walk randomly. I have a couple pictures with Kurt Warner and the guys from the NFL Network from the distance,
Nice.
but a good distance. And I took a lot of pictures of me in the stadium, and I was like, and at some point, I was in the stadium and I seen the big screens, the Black Keys playing. I love that band,
Wow.
and I'm like, oh, these guys were in the preview. And I asked the staff of the stadium, how can I see these guys? Where can I see them? And I thought the people were very prepared, and they were like,
They didn't know
maybe
what
you
the
can
hell was
ask
going on.
him, and you can ask him. And I never got the chance to see them live, right?
Wow.
So that was shame on me because I could have read the program, see the places,
Yeah,
be better
yeah, yeah.
prepared.
You would have been prepared for that one.
Yeah, and at some point I decided to step out of the stadium, and I saw some festivities and some party, and they were giving away some stuff, and I said, "Oh, I can stay here." And suddenly, I haven't eaten. The game is about to start. I get inside again. The stadium is crowded. I'm afraid I'm gonna lose the national anthem. I'm very stressed. I mean, I wish I could be better prepared for that game. But the good thing is that I could watch everything. Actually, I didn't want to see any screens because I wanted my mind to remember me watching the live game.
Yeah.
Because if not, every time you're gonna remember you watching the screen or watching your cell phone.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You that's my thing at a game. You're watching it's different vibe when you're watching the game. You're watching the screens when you're at the game. You almost have to focus in on the field.
Yeah, and many things are better on television. For instance, the halftime show, uh, because in the television it looks so big and spectacular and amazing, but you know the field is so large that when you actually see it live, the stage looks small. You can see the guys waiting to get in the stage. It's like
Mhm.
you can see the tricks behind the magician, right? At some point,
Yeah.
it's like this event is more for the television than the actual people on the stadium. And Rihanna was a big disappointment. Oh my God, I should have known that from that moment everything went downhill because
Downhill, yeah. So much was
Rihanna
focused on her.
Rihanna has so many hits, and I love her music. Even I'm an old guy. I love pop music, and the first 8 minutes of the show, it was a nonsense mix of songs that nobody knows. It's like sing Umbrella,
Yeah, sing the
sing
songs everybody
Shut Up and
can.
Drive,
Yeah.
Take a Bow. Like I was like, sing the good ones. And no, I don't know what she was doing. It was like,
It was a mess,
and
yeah.
only the last 3 minutes were worth when she was singing "We're Beautiful Like Diamonds." That part,
Yeah.
my I don't know how to say, but
Goosebumps.
my goosebumps. Yes, and suddenly they have fireworks, and in Arizona the sunset is so beautiful. It's like orange and dark blue and purple, and it's like, oh my God, I'm so grateful that I'm alive watching this. But it was only like the 2 or 3 last minutes. The first 8, it was like,
Boring.
what are you doing? sing the good ones. And when she starts singing, I I even recorded myself kind of celebrating because I thought we got this game. I at some point I said it's too easy. The Eagles are dominating. We are gonna win this. Maybe there won't be too much emotions because we have this game control. And suddenly everything changed. It's like
Yeah.
everything started going bad. The offense is not working. They start controlling the ball. Two plays that I was like, oh my god, is when Mahomes ran away like get away like with
10 yards for the first down. Yeah, I
it was
remember that one.
for me it was like no, I think it was like 20 yards. It was like
Yeah, yeah, he ran. Yeah, yeah. But he needed 10, but he got
yeah, nobody touched him. It's like
yeah.
where's everybody?
On a bad ankle.
Yes, and the other that punt that everything went wrong and
Yeah.
this guy
The punt return, Tony. Yeah, he ran it up.
yes, it's like oh
A player who is essentially nobody in the NFL, and he's just running it.
yeah, and
Painful.
that was painful and one of my I have three brothers. One is Cowboy, one is Buccaneer, and the other one he roots for the Chiefs. And he's okay. He's gonna hate me for this comment, but he's semi-legit Chiefs fan
Okay, why is that?
because nowadays there's a lot of Chief fans that used to root the Patriots 3 years ago,
Yeah.
or fans that are watching the NFL for the first time,
Yeah.
or Swifties.
Or
But
or the
but
Swifties.
but my brother, when he was a kid, he rooted for the Rams. He was a big fan of Eric Dickerson and Jim Everett and all of those guys. And they have a good team, but they were always shadowed by the 49ers, right?
Yeah.
The 49ers dominated and they never give the Rams the chance to shine.
Yeah.
So my brother was a supporter of the Rams, but suddenly when Joe Montana in '93, I believe, he's traded to the Chiefs, he's like, I'm a Chief. It's like in secret he loved Joe Montana, but he couldn't love him while he was with the 49ers.
Okay.
But,
Okay.
but as soon as he moved to the Chiefs, he's like, I'm a Chiefs now, Chiefs fans
Okay.
now. He loves them since '93, so I think that makes him legit.
That makes him
But
legit. It makes him. I was thinking about it. It makes him legit, but it is cool. It is crazy how he switched.
yes, and trust me,
But he didn't switch now, which is recently. Which he didn't switch from Brady to Mahomes.
yes, but I mean, he can prove that he's been a fan of the Chiefs for decades. But
Yeah.
I know deep inside that he used to root for another team.
That's cool. That's a cool fun fact. Now, explain to me your movement. You have a whole movement going on. I know you got a whole fan club going on in Mexico. Explain to me what is that and what is your goal with all of that?
Okay, I have this character which is the Presidente Eagles, or actually I changed it to Presidente Eagle because
Yeah.
someone recommended me not to use the full name of the team because they don't like it. So I have to change it to Presidente Eagle. Uh, and I started this movement with three clear objectives. The first one is connecting with more fans. I know there are a lot of fans in Mexico, but we haven't found each other. And I'm finding fans in unexpected places, really small towns in Mexico.
Wow.
We are I mean, through my content, I'm finding fans, which is great. And I'm really loving this part of my content that is connecting with fans because the love is real, the excitement is real. And I can relate that suddenly you find another fan of the Eagles in Mexico. It's like, oh my God, we are best friends now. Where have you been all my life? I thought I
Yeah.
was a lonely guy. So connecting with the fans, that's the first objective. The second objective is, of course, promote the team. Invite everybody to join. I always invite everybody to join to the team. Even I know they are Cowboys for life or they don't like football, I always invite them to join the Eagles. I tell them it's fun, it's glam, it's the best thing that could ever happen to you. Even I never say that we have hard times with the Eagles. I always say the positive. So I promote the Eagles a lot because I would like to have more fans in Mexico, right? So we can find merch, so they can come to Mexico to play and do stuff in here. And my third objective is connecting with the team, which I've been trying to do with this fan project. I'm sorry that I started, and right now I'm waiting for a response from the team. I came up with this idea of giving luchador or wrestler masks to the team, and the people responded very well. We collected enough for the 53 players. I took them to Philly. Someone helped me to get those masks inside the NovaCare complex and give it to PR people in the Eagles organization.
Nice, nice.
Because, guys, you know it is incredibly hard to reach the Philadelphia Eagles organization. It's like, I think if I
Yeah,
propose
I think
myself,
any sporting organization, but may
no,
affiliate.
but let me tell you something. I had a great experience with the Phillies. My brother Oscar, he invited us to the game, and before he started his broadcasting, he gave us this tour in the Phillies stadium. We got
Citizens
to
Bank.
see we got to see the trophies, and they have a lot of historic pieces in the. It's like the VIP zone. I don't know how I forgot the name, but they have like the bench from 1910, and they have
Nice.
the glove that this guy used in the 30s. And they have a lot of history, and the people in the Phillies organization were so nice to us. They welcomed us very well. They gave a game ball to my wife uh, just because we were invited by Oscar. And we got to see a NBA player that was, I think he was going to make the first throw because he was walking towards the field.
Yeah.
But sadly, I don't follow the Sixers, so I just recognized that he was an NBA player, and Oscar confirmed. And it was like, oh my God, what is this? I mean, we are living the dream of a fan. I wish I was
That's cool.
fan of the Phillies. I would die that day. And Oscar told me uh, the Phillies organization is like a family, and they have 160 games every year, and they have to fill up a lot of space, and they have to keep the people and I mean engaged with the team.
Yeah.
So they are way more opener than the Eagles. The Eagles, they are like rock stars. They are like the ultimate greatest show on
Yeah.
earth.
They're the favorite. They're the favorite team in Philadelphia.
And yeah, and they only play 8 or 9 games at home, and it makes football very special because you only play it few times,
Yeah.
and everybody loves it. Everybody wants to reach out to the team, so I can understand that the team cannot open the gates to everybody because it would be crazy, right? But anyway, we had a great experience with the Phillies. I'm gonna root for them in the playoffs. Uh,
Yeah. They clinched.
and in regards of the Eagles, we got to get the mask. It wasn't easy. It was, oh my God, my hair went completely gray from that experience. But they have the masks now, so we are hoping that they do something with it. You know, this is the Hispanic Heritage Month.
Yeah.
That was our excuse to give them this present, and basically, it's like the Eagles is our crush, you know. And there's so many guys trying to allure the Eagles
Yeah.
to
So
conquer
many
there. I
people
don't know.
probably send them stuff. Yeah. People propose things to them all the time, probably.
Yes, the Eagles is like the queen bee of the high school, right? And we
Yeah.
are just another guy trying to convince her that we are the love of her life. So we made of all of this. It's what I'm very proud is that people responded, people wrote notes. Every mask had a note from the fan dedicated to
Wow.
the player, and uh, it was not directed to a special player because I told them if we get to deliver this mask, they're gonna be delivered or given randomly. Because if not, everybody would like, hey, give this to AJ Brown,
Yeah,
hey,
gives
give
us
this
a, gives
to
a,
Johnson, and there will be this guy with no mask in the locker room.
yeah, yeah, or
So
not the one he wanted because the other guys got preference.
yes, that's correct.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
uh, the people wrote incredible things to the players, like uh, you inspire us. We love you. We watch you every game. I wish you the best. I send blessings to you, to your family. I mean, the people in Mexico really love the Eagles. So I really wish they get to see the mask and those cards. I'm sure they're gonna do something because I can understand their position because many people is trying to do something with them, but I'm positive that they are going to do something good with the mask, and it is like our presentation card. Like we are Mexican fans, we love you, we root for you, we are growing. So if you want to hang around or whatever, give us a call.
That's pretty cool. And when you say we made the mask, you're talking about everybody in your group, right? In Mexico, your group that you're collecting. Basically, your little collective group of Eagle fans in Mexico.
There are groups and fans. There are a group of fans in Mexico. Some of them are very big. For instance, there's the biggest one is called Philly Nest Mex,
Mhm.
and the headquarters is in Mexico City, but actually they have people everywhere.
I've heard
But
of
there,
them. Yeah, I've heard of them.
yes, but there are some other cities like Monterrey that we have like our own identity. But of course we're brothers. But it's like we have our name, so we want to keep it. And somehow I am becoming a little bit of a president. It is not my intention,
It fits
uh,
you.
but I respect whatever the fans want to do. But I always invite them to be united because if we are united, even we have different names or the same name, if we do things together, great things can happen. So that's why I always promote people to gather to watch the games instead of watching from home. Uh, it is
Yeah.
what I'm doing.
Get the energy going. I like that. Basically, what we do is we're trying to get an Eagles collect. That's why we're the Eagles Collective. We're trying to bring all Eagle fans together, and you have the same vision as us. Basically, it's no different. Now, Roberto, I have one more question for you, and then you can get into all your social media handles because I want everybody to check out your content. Your content is
Thank you, man.
amazing. It's unique. I think it's well thought out. I think you should be more viral than you are. Um, like I said, I think your content is cool. So I'm gonna ask you one more question. Then I want you to get into all your social media handles and how people can see these videos I'm speaking about. Who
Sure.
is your all-time favorite Eagle?
Oh, I'm gonna give you the unexpected answer.
Go
Okay.
ahead.
I don't have I
Okay.
don't have any favorite player. I
Okay.
had one when I was a teenager. Actually, this was a great moment when I went to the Mitchell and Ness store. They don't pay me, but
Nice.
I bought this. I
Eric
almost
Allen.
cried when I saw this jersey. I always wanted this jersey. Eric Allen was like my hit. Actually,
Yeah.
my favorite number has always been 29 because of
Wow.
him. Uh, I used to play a lot of flag football when I was a kid, and I like to dream that I was him intercepting and making like pick six.
Yeah.
So he was my hero, but he moved to the Saints and then to the Raiders. And but I don't have a favorite player because of this. I'm waiting for a Messiah. I'm
Yeah.
waiting for that player that take us to win 3 Super Bowls.
Okay. You waiting for
And
that
so
guy?
far, we don't have it. I mean, the closest we have is Jason Kelsey. I mean, that guy is unbelievable. The best thing that could ever happen to us.
Miss him.
But uh, we didn't win enough Super Bowls with him, and uh,
Yeah.
and from
Sadly.
his position, it's also kind of difficult that he guides us to three Super Bowls, right? It
Yeah.
has to be a quarterback, it has to be maybe a wide receiver, a running back, or like an incredible, brutal linebacker or defensive end. So I'm waiting for that player. I'm rooting for Jalen Hurts to be the player, or AJ Brown, or Devonta Smith, mi Flaco de Oro, which I love him so much. He's
Yeah.
like that guy is tough, right? He's so
Yeah. He's a
skinny, but
tough, skinny, tough guy.
yeah. So if he's watching, I know he's not watching, but I'm gonna pretend he's watching. Devonta, my praise for you, man. I hope you get back on the field. But however, I'm still waiting for the Messiah. I'm waiting for that guy, our Michael Jordan, our Tom Brady, our Joe Montana. I'm
I
waiting for
like
that
that
guy.
answer. I like that answer. I'm hoping that guy is Jalen Hurts. I'm hoping Jalen wins this year and goes on and wins a couple. This is my theory with Jalen, honestly. I think Jalen can win a Super Bowl in this 5 year window and go dating back from last season. I think he has it in him to win one. We just got to get everything going as far as the coaching standpoint. But I think he got one again. I think he's gonna get us some.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are in Philadelphia, and I think you can shout uh, loud enough for Sirianni to hear this. I mean, I'm a big supporter, but I mean, his credit with me is almost declined, right? Because that game with the Saints is like, man, why you don't take the points?
Yeah,
Why
yeah.
are you?
Sirianni with me, forget it. He's on thin ice. I mean,
And and
I'm spoke.
and let me tell you something. This is what I like you guys to tell Sirianni next time you see him. It is very difficult to get to the Super Bowl. Even the Chiefs of the Patriots recently make it look so easy. It's incredibly difficult to get to the Super Bowl. To get a good 53 roster is very difficult. And Howie Roseman has managed to give us some very good rosters recently, and we are blowing our opportunities.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
uh, something that I will always appreciate from Doug
I agree
Peterson
with you.
is that when he went to the Super Bowl, his mind, and also Nick Foles' mind, was, I'm not sure if I ever go, I'm going back to this game, but I'm playing to win. I'm
Yeah,
not playing to see what happens. If Brock Purdy and Shanahan would play to win the last Super Bowl, they easily could have went to the
yeah.
Chiefs. But some teams are like, no, the other team that they have experience. Let us see what they do. No, you
The
have to
mind
go
game is
there
the
and
mind
win.
game.
And Nick Sirianni has to understand that, man, you have few chances. You have a great team. You are not the smartest guy on earth. So listen
Definitely
to
not.
others. Listen to Presidente Eagle and start doing things right, man. Because, oh my God. I mean,
He
I still
almost doomed
appreciate
us.
him, but oh, he's pushing my buttons.
He's been pushing mine too. Listen, Roberto, I agree with you on that. It's been wonderful interviewing you, man. Listen, your Eagles fandom shows. I want you to tell everybody where they could catch you on social media. Where can they catch you?
Oh, thank you.
On every social media.
They can find me in every social media as Presidente Eagle. You
Okay.
know, like president, but with the E at the end.
Okay. Any
And
underscore in the middle? Score space in the middle?
no, just a space.
Presidente Ingo.
Presidente Eagle. I'm very active, especially on TikTok and Instagram, Facebook. Uh, I don't do much X, but I'm gonna do it, I promise. And I also have YouTube, and believe it or not, I have one follower because I, I don't upload too much content. But
Well,
from
guess
this
what?
interview, I promise to do my.
After today, you're gonna get some followers from us because we'll definitely give you some YouTube followers.
Oh, great. Thank you, man. And let me tell you, you've been great with me, but I have nothing to say but the greatest things about you guys for inviting me. Actually, I have to say, Jay, he has been very supportive to my work. I was amazed that randomly one day in Facebook, I see his comment and he said, "This video is sick," like in a good
Yeah,
way, right?
in a good way.
It
Yeah,
was
yeah,
in
yeah.
a
That's
good
how
way,
we
right?
speak over here. Yeah, that those are our lingos over here.
Yes, I got it. It was my first video in English,
Yeah.
and I thought that video would get more reactions from Philly fans, but the only reaction that mattered was yours. And
That's
when
what's
I
up.
saw it, it's like, oh my God, somebody actually paid attention and really liked it. I mean,
Yeah.
what if I can say one more thing before I leave,
Go ahead,
guys?
say what
Because
you
I
want. Say
know
everything. I want you to get it all out, man.
um, you guys also like me starting, and we are learning through the process, and it's a hell of a journey. Let me tell you, you're gonna have great moments. Also, some moments are awful or awkward or disappointing, but you
Yeah.
learn a lot from that. But what I can
Mhm.
tell you is this: you and me, we are trying to reach out the team. We want to be with them in the VIP area, and maybe if they win the Super Bowl, we with them in the bus,
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
parade.
We
Everybody
want to be
wants
part of
that.
the squad.
Everybody wants that, right? But let me tell you, recently, and I'm talking about a few days ago, I discovered that the real treasure, the real reward, the real thing about doing content of the Eagles, or the thing you love in social media, is connecting with people. I had the chance to connect with people that they don't know me, but they love my energy. Somehow they love it,
Yeah, yeah. It's
or my
inviting.
enthusiasm, and they say, you know what, I'm going to support you. I like to mention four people before I leave that make my trip to Philadelphia absolutely incredible. The order doesn't matter, okay? The first one, Ernesto Rangel. Oh my God, he is from Monterrey. He lives in Pennsylvania from years ago. He threw the best tailgate party for Mexicans. He didn't know anyone. I invited the people over social media, and he welcomed us. He gave us the
That's
best
what's
food.
up.
And days before that, he was always guiding me and telling me, okay, try this, do this, contact this person, tag this one. And most of the things he recommended to me worked. So, Ernesto, de verdad no sabes cuánto te agradezco. The second person would be E-Rock. I cannot believe, I'm sorry, I cannot believe I actually had interaction with him, and he invited me
Yeah.
to collaborate in one of the videos. I mean, I saw him so many times on my reels, and it's like, man, the dude he embodies what a Philadelphia Eagles cool fan is. I mean, he is my absolute
He's
idol.
probably the most to me from our like my like as a I think he's the most popular Eagles fan for sure in my
Yeah,
eyes.
and let me tell you something about him. The guy is humble, and I'm not saying just because the guy is humble. He took the time to contact me. He guided me in the video. He invited us some
That's
drinks.
what's up.
He gave me some advices about my project. He gave me some advices about doing content. And then in Tuesday morning, he sent me a message. Actually, he recorded a video. And he said, man, I'm so sorry that you came all this far and the Eagles lost. But I'm glad that you're doing this and you can count on me. He gave me some nice words, and I'm like, I cannot
Dude,
believe
that's
this.
amazing. That's
I cannot
amazing.
believe this. And forever I will appreciate. Actually, he posted some of my stuff before that helped my project. So, Eric, you're the man. The third person, of course, Oscar Budegen. He was the greatest guy. I mean, he invited us to the Phillies game. That is something that I will always forget, always remember. My wife was like, "What just happened? This all happened because of the nonsense things you do on social media. How is
Yeah,
this possible?"
he got the
But
VIP treatment.
actually, it was because of him. The treatment they give us in the stadium is because he's such a the guy knows a lot about sports, about business, and still he's a person that he reminds where he come from. He's always there to support one of the Latin guys that are trying to figure out what to do, and he really helped me to understand how the teams work. But most importantly, he helped me with a lot of stuff. They will have to invent English, both in Spanish and English, to find me, so I can find a way to thank him, because the words are so small compared to what he did for
What you
me.
would say, I could, yeah, I already, I'm Spanish, so I understand whatever you would say in Spanish would resonate way more than in English for him. He sounded like he gave you the ultimate hospitality,
No,
like he
he was.
ultimate
He's been
hospitality in Philly.
he's been amazing, and if there are guys listening to this, he has a great podcast which is Todos Eagles with my brother from Argentina,
Shout
Federico.
it out.
It, these guys know about football, and they
Nice.
have this good chemistry because Oscar, he is more like a cold. He's not as passionate, so he's always analyzing. And Fed is more like me. He's like, no, I believe the Eagles gonna win. I believe Hertz is the best. So they have a very good chemistry. I recommend you highly the podcast. And finally, but
Yeah.
not least importantly, I met this guy that I've been following on Facebook. His name is Esri Rosier. He's always traveling with the team. He seems to have a blast. And I get to know him in the airport. He's also flying to Houston. Actually, he was going to the New Orleans game, but he had an scale on Houston. So we got in the
Wow.
same flight. What are the chances, right? On Saturday
Wow.
night.
That is
So
crazy.
my wife saw him because he travels with his helmet, his industrial helmet and his jersey. My wife say, hey, look at that guy. And it's Ezra. I cannot believe it. So as soon as I was getting into the plane, and I said, oh my God, I couldn't interview him. And suddenly he gets in the plane. I go with him and I say, hey, Ezra, how are you doing, man? I follow you. Can I interview you when we
That's
step
crazy.
out? And he's like, yeah, sure, man. And when we get out the airport, I was waiting for him like a little kid, like he's coming, he's coming, he's coming. And then he comes and say, hey, we had a little chat. And the guy was so cool. He's so natural, knows a lot of football, share his experience, and he made my way back to Mexico special. So also I want to thank him. He even said goodbye in Spanish, so it was great.
Listen, your stories have such good twists. Like they go in one way. Like, everything you've told me tonight is so cool. It's been a pleasure interviewing you. I'm glad you got to experience Philly. I know you're going back. I know this is not your first and last time. I know you'll be back for sure.
That
Anything else you want to tell everybody?
what is the score with the Dallas Cowboys?
I know halftime is about to start, and I also like you know for us we don't care who wins this game. We want this game to be as ugly as possible. We don't want nobody to gain. We want nobody to have a dominant game and gain confidence. Just want this game to be as ugly as possible. But I do know halftime is pretty much started.
Yeah, I think it is that kind of games that you say, is it possible that both lose? It's not possible. Anyway,
Not possible. Yeah, yeah. Tie maybe or something like that. Maybe hope for a tie.
well, before I leave, I just like to say to you guys, thank you again for this interview. I hope that my English made sense because it's not
Nah,
my
you good,
my
Roberto. You good, man.
natural
You good. You're
tongue.
good.
And guys, you are doing great. This is a catchphrase from the Panthers, but never mind. Keep pounding,
Yeah,
keep doing your things,
appreciate you.
because you do the most important things. You are legit. You do it from the heart, and I
Yeah,
really love your motto. You want to join Eagles fans. That
yeah,
is that
yeah.
is great, and you are gonna meet great people along the way. I'm very happy with this invitation. I could be talking here for hours. You know me. But also, let me show you my room.
Go ahead, show it off real fast.
Okay. I have a monitor here. Okay, this I bought in a Walmart in Mexico. Uh,
Nice.
this
See the
Funko.
Funko
Actually,
Pops up there.
I'm gonna reveal later a Funko Pop that they made personalized of President Eagle. A friend gave
Yeah,
me.
I saw you showing a little preview and in the video. I was hoping to see it, and the video cuts off. So it's a little teaser for us. I see.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that soon. I promise. This
Nice,
ball is there only 125 in the world. I bought it in the Super
nice.
Bowl. It cost me
Limited.
a lot. Oh, sorry. I need to put a better base to that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're good.
And you're real quick. This
Nice in a
this
movie.
poster I bought it for less than $1 in a video club. You remember the video like the what was
Oh, I
the
got the
poster?
same one. Yeah.
Oh, Warren got the same one. Yeah, Warren has. Oh, you talking about Blockbuster, maybe?
Yes. Less than it cost me less than $1, and the frame cost me like $100. It was crazy. And
Wow,
I love this movie also. This is my favorite
nice,
actor, of course,
nice,
and she's my favorite actress. And this is,
nice.
and I have a lot of stuff. But guys,
It's got,
I hope you
got
see
the
me.
cave.
Thank you for everything. God bless you, and
We
let's win this
appreciate
Sunday.
you.
Yeah, we appreciate you, Roberto. We appreciate you.
Before we get
Like I
out of here,
said.
what do you think the score is going to be against the Buccaneers?
Um, I'm very bad at prediction, but I think we're gonna beat them like for 2 points, maybe like 18-16. It's not gonna be
Okay,
a
I like
beautiful
that.
game. We have a lot of
okay.
people out, so
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We got a
I'm
lot of people out.
yeah.
I like
I
that. I
was thinking
like that.
24-21. So yeah, it's going to be a close game.
Nice,
yes,
nice.
yes, but it's good if we win. It's gonna be great as long as we win, and we're gonna get back on track after the bye week. I hope.
I agree with you. I
Nice,
agree with you.
nice.
We appreciate you, man. And thank you for everybody that's watching us. And again, if you want to let anybody know where they can find you at, you said on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook, correct?
Okay, you can find me on the Instagram, TikTok, Facebook mostly, but I also do X and YouTube as Presidente Eagle. And I recommend you to watch my previous videos. Some of them are good, some of them. But most
Yeah,
importantly,
they
join
all
the
good,
Eagles.
man. They all
What
good, man.
what are
That's
you doing rooting for other teams? Join the Eagles. This is the real thing.
Exactly. Nice, nice. All right.
nice.
Thank you everybody for watching. We'll be talking to y'all soon. Go Birds.